everyone! So this is going to be the last video in this video series, or the last installment in this video series. Again, just recording and documenting our process of collecting data and from observations and interviews and using them to make designs for user-centered applications. So yeah, our last video. This project is wrapping up so soon and we have definitely accomplished a lot in terms of tangible or visible pieces of work as a team we've created, so definitely very proud of that. You know, just from looking back our infinity diagram and our visioning sessions, our interpretation sessions, collaborating with each other, learning to work together as a group was very, very important and a very good skill to have for later in life as well. Just as a recap, we're starting from where I last left off. We got together to do prototype work and we did many iterations of those prototypes. So working together as a group, we came together, discussed many different things about different aspects of different prototype versions we had and try to narrow down these versions into a couple final prototype versions. And after we did this, we went out again and tested these iterations, asked users, you know, this is our new prototype. What do you think of this? What's your feedback? Is this intuitive? Is this user-friendly? Is this necessary? Would you use this feature? After, I guess, democratically deciding which features we wanted to include in our final models, we went out and to test these final models to see, or semi-final models to see whether or not people found them useful, efficient, applicable. You know, we spent a lot of time working together as a group, both diverging and converging together on different aspects of the design process. So diverging when we all did our separate interviews, our separate prototype ideas, and converging again to discuss all these and, you know, figure out, okay, this is a great idea. What are the best ideas that we all have? What are all the ideas that we could pull together to make one cohesive model or a couple cohesive really great models? To also help get inspiration for our own designs, we did have the opportunity to look at past years' design projects and kind of the information flow that they provided in their binders and the kinds of tasks that they did to generate data and organize their data in different ways to make it more accessible. So definitely taking inspiration from past years was a great help in helping us refocus our design project and figure out the next step to take to create better designs. Also, the TAs were helpful. They went around and helped us kind of work out what elements of our design process we should focus on and what our next step should be, giving us advice and suggestions to the next step we should take in our design process. And you know, we spent a lot of time working together as a group, physically and virtually online, just communicating and working back and forth to make sure we were on the same page and we all knew what to do. All the tasks that we were assigned, making sure we completed them and that we all had some purpose or some task to do within a week's span of time and making sure that was done before the next step of our process. So after coming up with more finalized model versions, all of us went out again in smaller groups out of our big larger group and did more interviews just to make sure that our prototypes were again cohesive and they made sense to the user. And we found actually a lot of things, although we thought they were very cool implementations, users actually provided feedback on them and we found that some of them may not have been useful as we thought, or although they were cool, they might not be that practical or they might not be that necessary. So it definitely helped us narrow down what features we thought were just enough to help the user experience be improved. So it was definitely a very good idea to go out again, iteration after iteration, to go back and get that qualitative data that is the backbone of this entire design process, you know, to really figure out what users want and what users need and what users found an improvement versus, oh cool, but no thank you kind of thing. So ultimately, I think the design process really helped us individuals learn how to work as a group, work together, communicate our ideas, go out into the field and get naturalistic data, be able to interact with others and get feedback and really help us work towards designing for the user and designing for people who are just like us, just college students who find a typical lecture not so interesting or not so comfortable. So there were definitely different elements of the design process that we focused on. So as Professor Holland mentioned earlier in this quarter, we never actually finished our design project, but we are pretty comfortable with what we have as a result. We have definitely come up with really good models, I think, after all of our data collection and our design changes, user-driven design changes. So that about wraps it up for us here at Team Good Enough, and I cannot say, well, I'll catch you in the next one, but I'll say peace.